محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجه. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نستعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على النبي الأمي العربي القرشي المكي المدني الهاشمي صاحب قاب قوسين محبوب رب المشرقين والمغربين، جد الحسن والحسين النبي الحرمين والإمام القبلتين والرسول الثقلين، الذين سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بأبي القاسم محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتخبين المنتجبين، لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين، روح وأرواح العالمين، لتراب مقدمه الفداء، واللعنة الدائمة الباقية على أعدائهم ومنكر فضائلهم وغاصب حقوقهم أجمعين. أما بعد، فقد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: يا علي أنت وشيعتك هم الفائزون. رسائل صلوات على محمد وآله. No, for the acceptance of our actions this evening, reciting another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And to hasten the reappearance of our awaited Imam, reciting third salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. As you mentioned, today, of course, is the one of the, or perhaps the most important, if it changes our life, it's the most important night of the year. And therefore we have to know how can we achieve success in this night, especially given that we only have a few hours, and so we have to maximize those hours to make sure that we achieve success and achieve what we need to get in this holy night. So I thought we would go through a few of in the few minutes that I have, we go through a few of the a'mal and reflect on the meanings that are within them. Of course, we do the a'mal, but our issue is that Arabic is not our language. So we recite the du'as and we recite the surahs, but we don't know what's being said in them. And of course, in order for me to get success, I need to know what the prescription is telling me so I can act on it and not just recite it. Recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So we have a narration about tonight's night from our sixth holy Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. It says, "Man qara'a ankabut wa rum fi hadhihi al-layla wajaba lahu al-jannah." Whoever recites Ankabut and Rum on this holy night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that person paradise. So what is it? We read this surah and then there's a third surah as well. Inshallah, we'll briefly look at that as well. What is it about the recitation of these surahs? What is the content of these surahs that we've been asked to recite it on the 23rd night on Laylatul Qadr? What is the reasoning behind that? If we can have the first verse on the screen, please recite Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Muhammad wa. This is the second verse of Surah Mubarakah Ankabut. There's lots of things discussed in Surah Ankabut, but I thought and I felt that this was the most important thing that's been mentioned. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. Hasib an-nas an yatruku an yaqulu amanna wa hum la yuftanun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do people think, have they reckoned, that they would say that they believe and that's it? You could say that you believed, I would say that I believed and that's it. There would be no other questioning, there will be no other test that a person will put in to find out whether that person believes or not. As we said already, that if something is worth believing in, and this is the message from Rasulullah as well, that if something is worth believing in, if something is worth defending, if something is worth, then you put out the best people. And the best people would be determined by those who can go through the most adversity, the most difficulty, and still remain believers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that did you think, and this is a reminder on Laylatul Qadr, that it's not sufficient for me to just say or do some a'mal and think that I'll become successful. No, this night and these a'mal and everything that I do has to change my life. If it doesn't change my life, if what I was before this night and what I am after this night is the same, then I didn't achieve success. That night was not a success for me because it didn't change anything in my life, even if it's one thing. Sometimes when it comes to change, recite Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. When it comes to change, sometimes we think, or we try to do mass things at the same time. Person comes, Shahr Ramadan comes, and say, I'm going to do all these things. But I have to be realistic about my changes as well. What am I able to change in my life realistically? So I have to be realistic. When I start the amal of this holy night, realistically, what can I change in my life? What is there one thing that I can do and implement into my schedule every single day? Is there one thing that I can remove that will make my life better? So I have to be realistic as well. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you believed, then saying that you believe or you saying that you're a believer, saying you have faith will not be enough. You would be tested, and not just this is not just a rhetorical question. Can we have the next verse? The following verse tells us that وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. You're not the only ones. We tested the people who came before them. فَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by testing those people who came before you and who tested you, they will test both who are the truthful ones and who are lying. In other words, if I'm truthful in my claim about belief, then I would be successful in that test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need that test. But that test is to show that I'm truthful about my claim of Iman. That the fact that I believe, I am really truthful about that. I'm not just paying lip service to my Iman. This is one of the surahs that we're going to be reciting tonight. Recite Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. The next surah is Surah Al-Rum. And this surah is also very Important because this surah starts off with a prediction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Again, Alif Lam Mim. Ghulibatir Rum. The Romans have been defeated. Okay? This is referring to their battle with the Persians. It said that they've been defeated. Sorry, the battle with the Byzantines. That they've been defeated. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them a prediction, and the revelation of this surah is before the battle with the Persians, in which the Romans are successful. Can we have the next ayat, please? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فِي أَدْنَ الْأَرْضِ وَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ غَلَبِهِمْ سَيَغْلِبُونَ. They're going to be victorious. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that one message from this is obviously it's about a prediction of something that's going to come. But there's also another message that just because I have been defeated by shaitan right now doesn't mean I can't defeat him tomorrow. The recitation of this surah on this holy night is a reminder that just because you've been defeated by an opponent once, you can't give up and say that I've been defeated by him, so that's it. Now there's no point of me doing anything else in my life. What happens, you'll meet people, I'm sure every single one of you have had this kind of thing from people before, that they'll say to you that I'm so far gone that there's no chance that I can come back. This is amongst the tricks of shaitan, that he wants you to think that he is more powerful. He wants you to think that he's more powerful than he is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even if their sins are the amount of stars in the sky, I'm still going to forgive you. Even if there are that many, I'm still going to forgive. Even if there are as many as the stars in the sky, which we can't count, even then he says, I'm going to forgive you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that just because you've been defeated by an opponent once, in this case shaitan, doesn't mean that you can't be victorious over him. Just like the Romans are defeated, but we're giving them the good news that they are going to be victorious. Can we have the next ayat, please? Yes. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Mubarakah Rum, is very interesting surah. There are 6 ayat, one after the other, from ayat 20 through to ayat 25. And each of them begin with the word وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that these are His signs. All these things that He's created are His signs. And they're famous. I've mentioned one of them for the reason of the time. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ إِذَا أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ تَنْتَشِرُونَ. That one of His signs is that He created you from dust, and then He made you into human beings, and He spread you around on the earth. Then He's the famous ayat that you all know. It's written on all the wedding cards. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ أَزْوَاجًا. And then He tells us that He's amongst His signs, He's created the heavens, the earth, the colors. All of these things are from His signs. He wants us to reflect on all of these things as His creation, so that we know that the way that we're going to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is through His creation. Why? Because we, human beings, or the rest of human beings, that is necessary for them to identify with something tangible in order to identify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He says, these are my signs. There's only Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam who could say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Only Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam could say in famous dua sabah, he says, Ya man dalla ala dhatihi bidhatih. Oh, the one whose existence is a proof for his own existence. Nobody else can say this other than Imam Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam, who says, when he's asked about this, he says that we didn't recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala due to the trees or the mountains or anything else in the universe. We recognized Him because of His essence, because we were there when only the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was there. All of these things were created after us, in front of us, we saw them being created. We recognize him because of the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. Can we have the next ayat from Surah Mubarakah Dukhan? Now there are two instances in the Holy Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has talked about Laylatul Qadr, this holy night. One of them is here, and that's why the surah is recited on Laylatul Qadr. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah wa inna kunna mundirin. We have sent it down on the blessed night, Laylatul Mubarakah. We think all nights are the same, all days are the same, all places are the same, all times are the same. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says no. There are some days which are blessed, and there are some nights which are blessed, and there are some places which are blessed. And this is one of them. Laylatul Qadr, he says, Laylatul Mubarakah is a blessed night. Of course, it's a blessing. If I can get forgiveness, then it's a blessing. If I can get success, then there's no greater blessing than that, than to get success on this holy night. It's blessed. Why? Because we revealed Holy Quran on this holy night. Therefore, it's blessed. Why? Because Quran is attributed to us. What does it mean to reveal the Holy Quran? Somebody might ask a question that we thought that Holy Quran was revealed over 23 years to the Holy Prophet of Islam. So what does it mean that Holy Quran is revealed on this night? So one interpretation mentions that it's revealed to Lawh al-Mahfuz, the protected tablet, on this holy night. And from there Jibreel used to come down with ayat whenever Rasulullah was instructed to recite them. Another interpretation says, no, it's not revealed to Lawh al-Mahfuz, it's revealed to the heart of the Holy Prophet of Islam. And that the Holy Prophet of Islam is instructed by Jibreel not with the ayat, but with when he's supposed to recite that ayat. Rasulullah already knows the Holy Quran. When it's revealed on Laylatul Qadr, he's already got the whole Quran. Jibreel just comes down. The responsibility of Jibreel is to come down and tell Rasulullah from the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he's supposed to recite a particular verse of the Holy Quran, depending on the context of that verse. Recite Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now, where's the other instance of Laylatul Qadr? Of course, the surah that you know, we're going to, inshallah, or it's supposed to be recited 1,000 times in this holy night, as many times as we can recite it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Regarding this surah, very important surah, we are told that in every single prayer, every single day, the best surah to recite after Fatiha is Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Every single day. Not just in Laylatul Qadr is supposed to be recited 1,000 times. In the whole of month of Ramadan is supposed to recite every day. But every single day, in every single prayer, the best surah to be recited in Salah after Fatiha is Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Somebody asked Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam about this surah. He says, argue with people about our Qa'im using Surah Al-Qadr. How is it related? We'll come to that in a moment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we sent it down. In other words, we sent down the Holy Quran, Laylatul Mubarakah and Laylatul Qadr. And what is Laylatul Qadr? وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا Laylatul Qadr. How can you know? What do you know about what is Laylatul Qadr? Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alfin shahr. This terminology and this usage of the word alf shahr, 1,000 months, is never used anywhere else in the Holy Quran other than here. Allah subhanahu, not even in any rawayat, not in any other ayat, only in this ayat, Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alfin, 1,000 months. Many Mufassirin Holy Qur'an have written that 1,000 months is just a long period of time. But we know that's long periods of time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned 70 years. We have many rawayat about this, something is worth the ibadat of 70 years, so on and so forth. But 1,000 months, and it's only been used once, only regarding Laylatul Qadr. Regarding this, we have 3 different rawayat about why did the use of the term 1,000 months. First rawayat is that Rasulullah was sitting with his companions and he said that there were 4 people in Bani Israel who worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 80 years and did not disobey him even once. Imagine, 80 years, a whole lifetime. Did not disobey him even once. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, who are they? Said the first was Ayyub alayhi salam. For Hazrat Ayyub, sufficient to mention that whenever we want to talk about patience, we say, if somebody does a lot of patience, we say this person did the sabr of Ayyub alayhi salam. That he went through all kinds of calamities, all kinds of difficulties, but he was patient even after all of that. He worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 8 years and did not disobey him even once. The second person is Zakaria alayhi salam. He also worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 8 years and did not disobey him even once. The third person is also a prophet of Allah from Bani Israel. Hizqeel alayhi salam worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 80 years and did not disobey him even once. And the fourth person is Yusha bin Nun, who was the successor of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. He worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 80 years and did not disobey him even once. The companions were astounded, surprised to hear that there were people who worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 80 years and did not disobey him even once. At that time, Jibreel came down with the ayat and he said that your companions are astounded that somebody worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 80 years and did not disobey him even once. We've given you something which is better than 80 years of worship. Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. Risala salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Second riwayat is also from the same book. This was from Tafsir ibn Kathir. The second riwayat is also from Tafsir ibn Kathir. It's also in the Sunan of Ibn Nasai, that there was a person from Bani Israel who for 80 years remained in armor and he was ready to do jihad fi sabilillah. And when Rasulullah told the people about this, they were also surprised. And then Rasulullah said that we have given you, Allah says, we have given you one night which is better than 1,000. Then we have a rawat from the Holy Prophet Islam and from Aimma alayhi salam as well. Which is what? Which is that Rasulullah wakes up one day very distressed. And the companions asked him, Ya Rasulullah, why are you distressed? He said, I saw in my dream that there are monkeys on my mimbar, on my pulpit. So he says, why are you distressed? And what is the meaning of this? Jibreel comes down and he says, Ya Rasulullah, after you, Banu Umayyah will come onto your mimbar, onto your pulpit. And they will remain on the pulpit for 83 years and 3 months. And we have given you Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr, one night which is better than all of those. 1,000 months is what? 83 years and 3 months. We have given you one night which is better than all of those, everything that they will do. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. But what is it about this night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ? That you cannot you cannot get the understanding, you cannot get the meaning of this. So we have in Tafsir Furat ibn Ibrahim al-Kufi that Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, Al-Layla hiya Fatima. The night is Fatima. Salamullah alayha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa- And whoever could comprehend Fatima knows the weight, the importance, the azamat of this holy night. Why she's compared to this? There's many reasons for this. We're running out of time. There's many reasons for this. One, perhaps, that just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept the date of Shahadat and the place of burial of Hazrat Fatima a secret. Similarly, Laylatul Qadr is also a secret. It's either on the 19th or the 21st or the 23rd, but it's a secret. Finally, I just want to mention one thing from one of the du'as, which is in reality for every single night, the holy month of Ramadan. But usually it's read on Laylatul Qadr, but now that our nights are short, we stop reading it because it's a very long dua. I'm just going to read out 3 sentences from that dua and I want you to reflect on that, and then inshallah I'll complete recite salawat ala Muhammad. This is dua of Abu Hamza Somali. And everyone knows that this is a very long dua. So, from this dua, I'm just reading out 3 sentences, which I want you to, inshallah, reflect on this holy night. Imam, this dua is from Imam Ali Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is one of the examples of the generosity of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. That dua is of the Imam, but it's attributed to the companion. It's attributed to, just like Dua Kumail is the dua of Imam Amirul Mu'minin salam, but it's attributed to Kumail. Similarly, Abu Hamza Thumali is a companion of Imam alayhi salatu salam, and regarding him it's sufficient to mention that Imam alayhi salam says, Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu salam says, was Salman fi zamanihi. He is the Salman of his time. What does Imam alayhi salam say in this dua? Recite salawat ala Muhammad wa alihi. Imam alayhi salam says, Allahumma innaka anzalta fi kitabik an na'afu amman dhalamna wa qad dhalamna anfusana. Fa'afu anna. You have revealed in your holy book that we should forgive all those who have done injustice to us. You have ordered us, commanded us to forgive all those who have done injustice. So we have done injustice to our own selves, to our own nafs. So we want you to forgive us. فَإِنَّكَ أَوْلَى بِذَلِكَ, because you are better and greater than what you have commanded us to do. وَأَمَرْتَنَا أَنْ لَا تَرُدَّ سَائِلًا عَنْ أَبْوَابِنَا وَقَدْ جِئْتُكَ سَائِلًا فَلَا تُرُدِّنِي إِلَّا بِقَضَاءِ حَاجَتِي. You have ordered us that if somebody comes to ask you for something, don't reject it. We have a hadith famous, you heard all many times before. Imam Amirul Mu'minin says that if a person comes to you to ask you for something, he already had to crush his ego to ask you. Don't crush it further by rejecting him. So he says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you commanded us, if somebody comes to you, comes and asks you for something, don't reject him. So we have come to you as beggars asking. So do not reject us except with the fulfillment of our hajat on this holy night. وَأَمَرْتَنَا بِالْإِحْسَانِ إِلَى مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُنَا. And you have ordered us to be good, to do ihsan on those whom we have control. Now, malakat aymanuna, of course, old school translation will be about slaves. But even in today's day in life, we have malakat aymanuna. If I'm the boss and I have people working underneath me, or if I'm the head of the household and everybody else is subjected to me, I also have to demonstrate the same behavior. Why? Because their life, their future, everything they're doing is in my control. So, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Imam says, وَأَمَرْتَنَا بِالْإِحْسَانِ. You told us to be good, do ihsan, do favors on those whom we have control over their lives. وَنَحْنُ إِرْقَاءُ, we are your slaves. You have control over everything in our lives. So فَأْتِقْ رَقَبَنَا مِنَ النَّارِ, so free us from the hellfire on this night. This dua, of course, is recommended to be recited every single day in the holy month of Ramadan, not just on Laylatul Qadr. I've just mentioned it as a way, and it's mentioned that ulama of the past used to recite this in the tahajjud of their prayers every single night in the holy month of Ramadan. Time is up. So, regarding success of this holy night, hopefully by reflecting on some of the meanings of the a'mal that we're going to do and the du'as that we're going to ask, that our greatest prayer and dua in this holy night has to be with this hadith of the Holy Prophet of Islam that I've been mentioning in front of you every day. That if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts our prayer and considers us amongst the Shia of Imam Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam on this holy night, that's it, we say. Recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. That's it, we said. That's the only dua that we need to be accepted this holy night. Everything else will follow. If this dua gets accepted, that I'm considered amongst the Shia of Imam Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam, and I'll be successful on the Day of Judgment, that's it. So this is what we need to focus, this is what we need to ask, and this is what we need to reflect on, inshallah ta'ala, whilst doing the amal on this holy night. Inshallah, from tomorrow we'll continue regarding our hadith. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to maximize the holy night and accept all of our hajat, and for all those who are remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and doing amal on this holy night, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all their hajat, inshallah ta'ala, and to hasten the reappearance of our awaited Imam, and to make us amongst those who serve him. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين.